Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Bear Claw Cast with Michael and Jack. And oh my God, that was uh, an ugly win, but a win is still a win. But I mean, that was a hard fought win. I will say that. But let's get right into this because there are some big topics that we just need to go on a little rant about first. So starting off with now, excuse the language in this one, but this needs to be talked about. Screw the refs. I mean, they did not call a fair game to save their life. This was not. I mean, the illegal motion call that called back the Rome touchdown was not an illegal formation. I mean, there was so many bad calls. I personally believe that if a player dives at your feet, it's not roughing the passer. Because Jaquan Brisker dove at Jaden Daniels' feet, which I would say that Jaden Daniels' feet are his most lethal weapon. So that's a fair place to try and target. But I mean, and then I mean, calling the officials called a flag on first on the defense, then they called it on the offense. You can't make that mistake. That is a bullshit mistake. I'm sorry for the language, but I mean, the refs did a terrible job officiating last night's game. And I read a tweet last night that said the refs often tend to favor the home team when calling penalties, which I mean, I'm pretty sure last night was evident that is true. But what are your guys' thoughts on how badly officiated last night was? Michael, you go first, and then I'll go to Jack.
Yeah, I mean that was just so frustrating to watch that, and especially on our last drive, because Marshawn Lattimore's number 2 on the defense. Like I know we have DJ Moore too, but
Yeah, right.
you can't make that mistake. Like there wasn't another 2 on the field other than DJ Moore. That's fine, but making that mistake at that point in time in the game is crazy. Thank God Cole Kmet got no, what?
No, because that was the one that
That was the one that got called back.
What Who did we get that first down afterwards?
Loveland got it.
Loveland got it. Yep, wrong tight end. But thank God we got it, and then that ended up being the field goal, right? No, that was that Swift's touchdown? That was Swift's touchdown.
I mean,
anyways, that was terrible. The face mask call on both Sweat, the roughness on Sweat, that was he went up to jump for the ball and came down and accidentally hit his face. That shouldn't be.
Well, I mean,
my opinion, that shouldn't be.
Are you supposed to try it? Like, how can you stop your hand mid-air if you're trying to to bat a pass down or something?
Yeah, and then our corner, he got the face mask call too, and then they showed us a camera angle that that you couldn't see anything. So how are we supposed to know if that was actually a face mask or not? I don't know. That was just so frustrating. But
Jack, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the most frustrating part was it was all such ticky-tack fouls. We as Bears fans are so used to being pissed at the Bears because we shoot ourselves in the foot so often, with false starts, with illegal motions, with holding on defense. And last night, I thought we played so well. All these penalties were just we'd get to third down and we'd get the stop, but it'd be like those two roughing the passers that you guys alluded to. There was always just something that extended the drive when we should have gotten off the field. So super frustrating. I know Jawan Taylor, the left or the right tackle of the Chiefs, gets called sometimes. but he literally lines up 2 yards in the backfield every play and could get called every play. And you're going to call Benedette for maybe being like an inch back, if anything.
See. The refs always favor the Chiefs. Always.
Yeah, and we're going to get to this in a second, but even Troy Aikman on that call, for all his anti-Bears bias last night, was pretty like openly saying like, I don't think that's a penalty. Benedette was pretty close to being where he needed to be. So just frustrating to watch as a fan. Would have been a lot more frustrating if we didn't end up winning. So glad that didn't happen, like that we didn't lose because of all this, but super annoying to watch, and hopefully it doesn't continue. But it's back-to-back Monday night games where there's been a lot of penalties. So the Jags Kansas City game the week before was the same way, and it was terrible.
Yeah. So the next topic, I mean, we're gonna show Ben Johnson doing an interview with someone, like a snippet of an interview. It's like 20 seconds where he talks about well, he doesn't say his name, but he talks about someone mentioning bad things about a certain player. And I mean, Troy Aikman was just bad mouthing Caleb Williams all night. And I mean, the thing that pissed me off the most was the fact that he said this game may come down to another Hail Mary. Are you kidding me? Like, you had to mention that? Like, screw off. Like, that morally pissed me off. I mean, I was so upset when he said that. I wanted to throw my TV remote at my TV. I didn't, but I wanted to. I mean, I wish I could have crawled through the TV and gone to the game and gone up to the press box and said something to Troy Aikman in person. But then I'd probably get sued. So, but Jack, what are your thoughts on this? And then I'll go to Michael.
Yeah, it was just super weird. Like, second drive of the game, saying how Caleb's off, even though we started off like okay on offense. It just seemed like he was being hyper. I saw a TikTok this morning, and it was like talking about how every time Jaden Daniels was smiling on the sideline when they were down, Aikman was like talking about how he's such a great leader and keeping his guys happy even though they're down. And then the Bears got down, and Caleb's doing the same thing, and he's calling Caleb an idiot. Like, it's funny. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter all that much. It's just annoying when we get these nationally broadcast games, and there is a pretty clear anti-Bears bias, but it made it sweeter in the end seeing him not be able to be happy about the Commanders winning in the end. So take it for what it's worth, but it was annoying for sure.
No, I completely agree. Michael, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so you had this topic as Troy Aikman calling out Ben Johnson. I told you to switch it because Troy Aikman was personally going after Caleb no matter what happened in the game. Like, it was just so bad. Like, I put my TV volume down so I didn't have to hear him anymore. Like, that's how bad it was getting. I turned it up at the end so I can hear him get mad when we kicked the game-winning field goal. But like, it was just him going after Caleb and telling us like how bad Caleb is, basically, like how he's not that good of a leader, and then him saying Jaden Daniels is like God, basically.
Yeah.
Like, it was so bad. I did not like this whatsoever. I never liked Troy Aikman. I still don't like him. So, but yeah,
I will say though, I'm a Joe Buck apologist. I think Joe Buck's really good at what he does. I think he gets way too
Joe Buck's good. Yeah, I think he's very good at what he does. He gets way too much hate, but like, Troy Aikman's going into like that Collinsworth type role with Mahomes, with but like the opposite for the Bears, and it's like really making me mad. So
that was so bad. We got to mention that too. That was so bad on Sunday night. Collinsworth with Mahomes playing.
I didn't watch it, but I saw a couple of clips. That was terrible.
It was like I couldn't stand it. Like, I muted it for a while.
Yeah, but that's like Collinsworth. That's Collinsworth's like that every game, and I feel like every Monday night game we get, like, this is how it's gonna be. And I don't like that whatsoever.
That's gonna suck. So I am going to show the video of Ben Johnson defending Caleb Williams from earlier today, because there was one that he did. They did show a good snippet of it. So here, wait, oh no, that's it.
You said it best.
Win, so that's a triple whammy.
Yeah, I think you said it best. I love that perspective. It sounded like from that game the other night, a few people weren't particularly pleased with how we were winning right now. So that's the. I woke up this morning and my kids were watching the second half before school, and so I heard some of the commentary. But listen, in this league, any way you can find a way to win.
So that's a triple whammy.
Yeah,
So, crap, I gotta pause, damn it. Well, you guys might hear that kind of twice because I didn't pause it right away. But I mean he knew who he was talking to. Everyone knows who Ben Johnson was calling out and all that stuff. It was Troy Aikman, but like you can't say that in an interview. But I mean, good for Ben Johnson sticking up for his quarterback. I mean, sticking up for his team, actually, really. I mean, because Troy Aikman badmouthed everything that happened last night, and it sucked. I mean, I'm just happy it's over. We won, and we can forget we can't forget it, but we can move on from the Fail Mary. So next topic, is what we usually start with, but we had to mention these, two little things before. So I mean, in terms of how this game went, the Bears started off pretty hot. I mean, yes, their first points were field goals, but I mean they are moving the ball great on passing and rushing, in my personal opinion. Well, rushing was definitely better, but I mean Caleb still got 252 passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown, and honestly, he should have had 2 passing touchdowns because the touchdown to Rome should have counted. But also, I have to say the defense did their job, and it did help that it was raining for that last minute fumble, but before that last minute fumble, they still had an interception and 2 fumbles. So, I mean, that's awesome. I mean, and we'll talk about the run game in a minute, but that'll be its own separate a topic because of the fact of how great it was. But I mean, there were times when I wanted to turn off the game, but I needed to stick it out so I could, be well prepared for this. And I will admit I had to hold my breath for the last 3 seconds. I closed my eyes, in fact, for the last field goal. But Jake Moody made it, and it was great. I mean, it felt great. So, Michael, what are your thoughts on this? And then I'll go to Jack.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about Caleb first. So Caleb had a good game, but it was so up and down. Like there was drives where he looked good, and then there was drives like I didn't see it, but he's my quarterback. I'm gonna stick by him. Like I think it was first quarter to Zacchaeus wide open, completely missed him, or second quarter. Completely missed him.
But then he also had one throw to Zacchaeus that was more Zacchaeus' fault than.
I was gonna get into that. And then the Hail Mary shot twice to Rome. I like it. I like the aggressive.
I wouldn't have thrown that. I wouldn't have thrown that
The
either.
first one was underthrown. He was open. The second one,
first
though,
one,
no
yeah.
business throwing that.
The first one I would throw. The second one, no shot. Take the check down. Go on with the game. But then Zacchaeus, man, I was about to throw the remote at him a couple times. He dropped 2. I won't
And-
give him the third one because I think that one was on Caleb. But man, it was on Caleb. But man, that guy pissed me off. And then our defense, crazy good first quarter. Second and third, not good. That's when they scored. And then fourth quarter, when we needed them, they came up, they clutched up. Great. And then Jake Moody, dog. Except for the one that got blocked, I think that was on him. But other than
That's
that,
also like weather, like a little bit of weather. He might have been thinking about trying to keep it low. So
yeah,
his fault,
yeah.
but maybe just been a weather thing.
yeah, 100%.
Kind of luck, didn't get lucky on that one.
Yeah.
But this next topic, I mean, this one's big.
Whoa, we missed someone.
Oh,
That's all right. It's okay. I didn't want to talk.
crap. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jack.
I'll keep it quick. I know we got a lot of topics. I think Michael did a good job talking about the offense. All I want to mention is Luther Burden's a beast. We need to get him more involved week by week, and he's going to be someone that by week 15 through 18, look out.
Should have
With the
big
defense, I mean, just with the personnel we have, like Jalen Johnson being out, I don't expect like anything out of this defense pretty much going into each week. And the fact that we've consistently been stringing together these turnovers, and granted, yes, we do have some blown coverages sometimes. We give up the explosive play, but I just love the style of defense that Dennis Allen calls, going from Eberflus, running that shell coverage where you're basically going to let them take any 8 to 10 yard throw underneath and try and rally tackle. Like Dennis Allen puts pressure on other teams. We get turnovers. And just because of the lack of depth we have in the secondary, even with Gordon and Brisker back now, like it's just not the same secondary without Jalen Johnson.
No,
So
absolutely not. No.
I've just been really, really impressed with how the Bears have managed to be an opportunistic defense. And like, honestly, like I mentioned earlier, the penalties kind of dinged them last night. I think that they were a lot better than a defense that gave up 24 points in the final box score.
And honestly, I think I read a tweet that said Dennis Allen's defense right now. Like if you put a statement to it, it's like a bend but don't break type of defense.
I would argue it's the opposite. Like I feel like bend don't break is kind of what Eberflus does. Like the whole like drop back in that zone coverage, and then once you get in the red zone, kind of buckle down. Dennis Allen's just going at you. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong in how I've always used that terminology, but I feel like his is more of just like the opposite of a bend don't break.
Can we talk about how we were the worst rushing defense, and we held them to 3.6 yards per carry on the best running offense?
Yeah, Krosky Merritt had like 11 touches for 120 yards the week before. Like it's coming off a good game.
That is something.
Yeah.
That is something, and that just goes to show that seriously the bye came at the perfect time.
Yes, it did.
Because having 2 weeks to prepare for the team that beats you on a play that works 1%, less than 1% of the time, you needed as much time as you could to prepare for this team, and Ben Johnson did it perfectly. So now let's get into probably one of the best topics we could ever have. So Andreswift seriously had a legacy game. He had 175 total yards, 1 touchdown, and the run game is finally showing up. I mean, Michael, you alluded to this on Saturday. You mentioned in the previous podcast how many yards Swift had last year against the Commanders, and you said that you thought that he could actually beat it, and I think he did, because he didn't have any receiving yards in that game, and he had 67 in this one, and one of his receptions was a 55-yard touchdown. That was honestly a credit to DJ Moore for great downfield blocking.
Well, if you ask Troy Aikman, the Bears got lucky on that play. So
Yeah, they got lucky.
Everyone is gonna say the Bears got lucky because we're the Bears. I mean, that's just what happens. But Michael, I want you to talk first, since you kind of were predicting that Swift would have a great game, and you predicted right. So how does it feel that the run game is finally here, or at least right now?
Yeah. This just shows that like people play better against teams. Like last year, Swift had a great game. Didn't really have that many good games, other than this game last year, and he just did it again. Like it seems like he just hates the Commanders and just wants to pound it down their throat every time. And then can we talk about Swift actually read holes? Like I don't know what was going on in this bye week, but they must have done something to Swift. He actually read holes. And then I don't want to get off of Swift's legacy game, but Monangai looked very good too.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He did. He had
Monangai
some
looked
very good, very crucial catches and some good rushes. And I hope that he gets more involved in the foreseeable future.
Yeah, and then also we all knew Swift is a receiving back more than a actual ground and pound running back, but like it actually showed that he can be that ground and pound running back if we need him to. But then he's also just very good at catching the ball and getting downfield and getting yards. So I don't know. Big game for Swift. I liked it. It didn't help me in fantasy, but I did like it.
Trust me, that's one of the downsides of fantasy is you want to cheer for your team, but if you're playing against them, you want them to suck.
Yeah.
But Jack, what are your thoughts on the DeAndre Swift legacy game?
yeah, it was just nice to see him remember that like once he's touched, he can still break a tackle. He's so elusive and he's good at getting around guys, but it felt like the first couple of weeks of the year, you put an arm on the dude and he's already falling to the ground and is trying to protect the ball. So just from that aspect, it was nice to see him try to get some extra yards on each and every play. And like Michael mentioned, the NFL is such a matchup league. Certain teams just match up well against each other, and the Bears running scheme and DeAndre Swift's strengths clearly just seem to match up against what Dan Quinn tries to do on defense for the Commanders. So that could be something that comes in handy, knock on wood, and like a potential playoff matchup this year, because I think both teams now, I think this far into the season, we can say they'll at least be in the hunt for that, probably a wild card spot with Philly in the NFC East and all the teams in front of the Bears still in the NFC North. But Monangai too. I hate to take away from DeAndre. I just think Monangai, by the end of this year, it's going to be a timeshare backfield. I think Monangai is going to be.
I think that's a fair assumption. I think
Monangai will be the early down guy. I think Swift is very good at what he does, but you can't expect him to be somebody who's taken 20 to 25 carries a game and running up the middle inside zone 10 to 15 of those times.
Yeah, no, I think what you said about Monangai is a very fair assumption. And honestly, I mean, if that goes well, awesome. I am all for that, because some of the greatest backfield, or backfields have a 1-2 punch duo. You need two running backs. You can't survive on one running back unless you're Saquon, Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor,
CMC. And those are kind of the four.
Bijan, but then Algier takes a touchdown every once in a while.
Yeah,
I'm
5 to 10 carries a game. I'd call that a little bit more of a. It's definitely Bijan's backfield, but Algier gets more run than any of the backups for those other teams do.
Yeah,
I must say I'm a little pissed off because I had Bijan on my bench.
You put Bijan on your bench?
Well, it was on his bye week the week before, and I forgot to switch him back into my lineup. And
you You don't
should-
check it every Tuesday?
You shouldn't have admitted that.
I know I
Yeah.
shouldn't have admitted that, but that you know what? Go ahead, roast me in the comments if you want. I don't care. I still ended up. I think I still ended up winning in that league, luckily somehow. But that's gonna haunt me.
It's okay.
for the
You
rest
can
of
you
my
could be the second
fantasy.
highest scoring team in your league and then lose. So
Yeah,
Should
I
happen to
scored.
me.
I feel bad for the guy I played this week. He had Mahomes, Rico Dowdle, Drake London, and Jamar, and I still beat him.
yeah, I went up against Mahomes, Rika Dowell, and Jamar Chase, and I lost by 20. And I went up against Swift, and I scored 168 and lost by 28.
How did you win, Jack?
So I had pretty much everybody on my team was solid. I had Drake May, who had like almost 30.
Sure.
Josh Jacobs had 32. George
Uh-huh.
Pickens had 32. Trey McBride had 20 something. And then I had Tet McMillan had a couple touchdowns.
Yeah.
Who was my other flex? Oh, AJ Brown had a decent game. And then I had a San Fran's kicker, Pinheiro, our old
Yep.
buddy. And he had
Oh, wow.
18 kicking points. So
Wow. That is luck, my friend.
it is.
So just because of DeAndre Swift's legacy game, I did save one of the post game on the field interviews from the game, and it's with DeAndre Swift and Stacey Dales. So I figured
The emotions right now.
watch that.
Have them
So,
end on after the way things ended on this field last year. To have them end on a field goal, an incredible victory for your team. The emotions right now.
It's a phenomenal win. All three phases. We knew we had a hell of an opponent. Excuse my language. We was going to take all 4 quarters. Shout out to Jake Moody, man, for finishing it off.
Over 100 on the ground for you, 175 yards from scrimmage, and that touchdown. What shifted over the bye week?
Was able to rest a little bit. Came back fresh a little bit. It's a great team win, especially coming off the bye. So looking forward to next week.
How about that touchdown? 55 yards in the end zone. Really, fourth quarter, man, that was big time.
That was big. I'm glad I got a chance to show up for my team.
How about Caleb's resilience on the road?
That should be the talk of it right there.
Yeah.
On the road against a great opponent. We know how last year went, man. All heads off to Caleb.
And just lastly, this Bears team, you guys are just every week climbing, right? Does it feel that way in this locker room?
Yeah, we know what type of guys we got in our locker room, from coaching staff on down to the players. So we just come in there and ready to work, and they just show right here.
Enjoy the win, DeAndre.
Appreciate you. Have a good one.
yeah, I mean that's awesome. That's awesome. And we're gonna do some more. We're gonna show some more videos because there's. It's going to be a new tradition. We're always going to show the post-game speech from Ben Johnson, and we'll also show. We're going to show the Rome touchdown, even though it didn't count, because it was very beautiful. It was a beautiful pass and a beautiful catch. But we'll get to that right now. Let me just pull that up here on my computer. Okay, first off, let's let me share my screen. I mean, this one is not anything that is said, but if you look closely, Caleb Williams does the MJ shrug after that win, which is awesome. So I love that. And then let me find. Here it is. I mean, seriously, look at this. This is a beautiful catch. I mean, I love this. I mean, why did that have to come back? Oh,
Because they didn't want him to go on a touchdown streak. That's all it is.
I thought they were going to call OPI, honestly. I thought they were going to call push off on their own. I thought that's what the penalty was.
That's what I thought too. And then they did the other stupid penalty.
Which I would have been more okay if they called. I don't think it was OPI, but I would have been more okay with OPI than what they called.
100%.
yeah, and then of course the tradition will live on. We will always be from now on.
let me tell you something. That was a team win.
Yes, sir.
All 3 phases.
Yes, sir.
It took all 3 phases to win that game. And man, let me just tell you this. Just imagine when we clean up these penalties. You guys understand where we're going, right? Some people might say takeaways are lucky. They are not lucky. You earn those things every single week, and we got a trend going right now. 3-piece, a 3-piece. Best part of the game was this. Did it go up and down? Yeah. You never blinked, not for a second, not for 1 second. Nice and steady, nice and calm the entire way through. And you know what? Whatever it took, we found a way. And I got 2 game balls here. Kicker got called up last
Appreciate all you guys. Shout out to the O-line protecting on that one. Yes, shout out Tori. Shout out Scott. That was the best stop of the day. And I love you guys, man.
Yes, sir.
I just got to recognize one guy here on offense. Because it's taken a minute to get this run game going. And here we go. Over 100 yards. 7.7.
That's a team win, fellas.
Yes, sir.
Like you said earlier, all the negativity you heard, who not with us? Let's go. Let's go. We all we got.
That's 3 in a row. And the only thing I need is a little bit more. Good, better, best. Never let it rest. Good gets better. You better get better. Bears on 3. 1, 2, 3.
That's my favorite part.
That's just awesome. I think I can speak for I don't want to speak for everyone in the recording studio, but I think I can speak for every Bears fan. Ever since Ben Johnson got here and we've went on this 3-game winning streak, I am pretty positive to say that every Bears fan would run through a brick wall for Ben Johnson.
Nah, I want Eberflus back.
That's not funny. Jeff.
Okay, wait. Can I say something real quick?
Sure.
I love our kickers getting the game balls. Don't get me wrong. The last 2 games. But man, we gotta score touchdowns. We really do.
I agree.
As much as I love them making field goals, but back-to-back game kicker game balls, I mean I don't mind it. It's great that they're making field goals, but like we gotta score touchdowns.
Not that big.
We need Caleb to be getting it like the Cowboys game. We need Rome. We need like a Brisker, like people like that to get it. Brisker probably should have got one.
To be honest with you, man, I am very surprised that he did not get one yesterday.
I think it was because of the penalty. I think that penalty got him not getting him.
That's probably right, to be honest with you. But I mean, yeah, I'm running through a brick wall for Ben Johnson if he ever needs me to. Absolutely, I'm
100%.
doing it.
I do so much stuff for Ben Johnson.
Every Bears fan would, man. We finally have a coach that cares. Yeah. And the thing, this next topic is more of a statement than a topic, but I want to talk about it because this is really kind of cool. I mean, so football is a 60-minute game, and in my personal opinion, the team that fights for all 60 minutes wins the game. And the Bears fought for all 60 minutes. Seriously. I mean, yes, the defense had a rough, a rough second quarter and third quarter, but they showed up when it mattered, and they stopped the high power offense of the Commanders, and I mean, I hope we can see a repeat of the Cowboys game against the Saints next week. Now, I will say I am being a little biased because I am going to that game and I want to see Caleb shred the Saints defense. But I do believe that they can do it because, Michael, you've alluded to the fact that the Saints are not good when they play away. They're only
Yes.
good when they play at home.
Yeah,
And
so this is what I'll say about the Saints real quick.
Yeah.
They're very good at staying in games, and they're very good at coming off of penalties. On say like if we had penalties against us, they're very good at coming off of those, and then they're very good at getting points off of takeaways. They've been that good doing that for as long as I can remember. I grew up a Drew Brees fan, but I was always a Bears fan, and that Saints team it can be very, very scary. Like we should not underestimate them. The Bears have to come out flooding the gates. And I'm gonna get this off because I won't be here on the next podcast. So I'm gonna just get this off my chest real quick. We have to come out with that banger pass play like we did against the Cowboys. We have to keep this momentum, 4-game win streak, because then you go against the Ravens. You need that momentum against the Ravens, and the Bengals. They didn't look bad against the Packers. They looked bad in the first 3 quarters, and they got it rolling again. So, and then the Giants just beat the Eagles. So we have to keep this momentum going.
Well, for that, the player we need to contain is Scatterboo.
Yeah,
who we should have drafted like 3 times.
Yeah.
Yes, I completely agree.
Except for the Luther pick.
Yes.
But the thing is, one of the things that I think will definitely help us with against the Saints is the fact that we do have their former head coach as our DC. So honestly, I wouldn't mind if he's in, maybe a couple offensive meetings to give suggestions on how to beat them, because I think he might be able to help us with it.
Yeah, but it is a completely different offense than it has been.
That's
it's
fair.
Very weird.
That's fair. But Jack, what are your thoughts on this? Because Michael kind of already talked about his thoughts.
Yeah, I don't have all too much to add. It was just good to see the Bears not be the ones who have the dumb, crucial mistake at the end of the game. Like, talked about it a couple weeks ago. I know a lot of the guys mentioned it post game. Like, the book on the Bears was you get them close and they're going to lose if they're going to lose it themselves. That hasn't been the case the last couple weeks. We've had back-to-back close victories. That Cowboys win, I think, ages better every week with how our defense looked against that offense. So keep it rolling going into next week. It's a big one. I think we got to hopefully go 3-1 heading into Minnesota, which is, I think, week 10 or whatever week it ends up being. But I really want to go 3-1 against the Saints, the Bengals, the Ravens, the Giants. I think that's a very not easy, but I think it's an attainable goal for this team.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean,
I think in our next 6-game stretch we can go 6-0. Like, it's very realistic.
And then we could also go 2-4. So
yeah,
we should.
That's also very realistic.
Yeah.
It is a bunch of toss-up games.
I mean, the game that's not a toss-up for me, as much as I hate that I'm about to say this, is the Ravens.
I don't know. I mean, Lamar hasn't played in a couple of weeks. He might be rusty. Their defense can't.
He's coming back. Is it their bye week this week?
Yeah,
it's their bye.
I mean, it depends on who gets healthy on their defense, because their defense can't stop anybody right now. Like, Lamar can do all he wants, but
Harbaugh did say Roquan will be back after the bye, so that's gonna help them a little bit.
And then I guess also helps that they'll be in Baltimore.
That will
help. An away game for us.
But yeah, the next topic is, we're on a 3-game winning streak. I don't want it to happen, but I honestly think that is going to stop at 4. I do think that we do lose to the Ravens just because of Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, the Denver, oh my God, the Baltimore backfield is just scary lethal. Like, I mean, you go to defend Lamar, and then they hand it off to Derrick Henry, and as long as he doesn't fumble, he could get you 40 yards. And if you go to defend Derrick Henry and Lamar keeps it, he's going to go for 30 yards, sometimes even more than that. So I do think this win streak probably snaps at 4. I do see the Bears winning against the Saints, but I don't know if I can see them getting a win against the Ravens. But Michael, what are your thoughts? And then I'll ask Jack.
Yeah, so I will tell you guys this in this podcast, but for our little preview for our picks every week, I will be taking whatever the spread number is on the Bears. That is my lock of the week. I think the Bears are going to go crazy. I have a feeling. And then I feel like that momentum keeps into the Ravens, and we go out and we beat the Ravens in a close game, in my opinion. I feel like if we can keep this momentum going, I can see a 6-7 game win streak. I can almost see us being like how kind of like the Packers are, where they're very streaky. I have a feeling like that's how this could be. Like we could go on like a big win streak and then go on a little losing streak and then
win again.
That's just my opinion.
I mean, it's a valued opinion. It's a everyone has their own opinion. And honestly, man, I hope you're right. But we'll see. We sadly don't know the future. No. I mean, and everyone that says that the NFL is scripted, it's not because there's no way that someone would write a script for Tom Brady to lose in the Super Bowl twice to Eli Manning. I'm sorry that I'm using that example, but Tom Brady said that in an interview. He said there's no way that if the NFL was scripted, I would be playing along with losing to the Giants and Eli Manning twice. So I just had to throw that in there.
This game would not have been scripted.
Yeah,
this is an off-script game. But
I mean, Jack, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like yesterday we were sitting here talking about, are the Bears going to win a game anytime in the next 4 weeks? And we have now won all 3 of the games we played during that time period going into the Saints game. That was something we talked about being super important to give us a chance to compete. We did it. Now going forward, I'm not going to make a prediction. Maybe I'll have something on the podcast on the pregame for this week, but I just hope that we continue this. It's been a lot more fun to watch when the Bears are actually winning and in close games. So
yeah,
keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and honestly, so I mean, the last topic is more of a question than a topic. But do you guys think Jake Moody could be the starting kicker from here on out? I mean, me personally, I don't. But one of my friends thought that this would be a good topic to talk about. In case Cairo, has to go on IR for a couple games or something like that. But what do you guys think? Michael, I'll start with you, and then I'll go to Jack.
Yeah, I mean, if Cairo has to sit, I'm perfectly fine with Moody, but like his accuracy problems have been an issue in the past. I mean, he was a 3rd round pick. Like
that's unheard of for a kicker.
Yeah. I mean, that's very high for a kicker. So who knows? I mean, I'd be fine with him starting for a little bit if Santos has to go out, but that's all up to Santos. Like if Santos is healthy, I want Santos, even though I didn't want him after the Vikings game, but I still want Santos out there.
Yeah, Jack, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think Michael kind of made some good points there. He definitely has a little bit more leg talent than Cairo does. It's a complete mental thing, I think, with Moody. There's a chance that getting out of San Francisco, where he failed pretty miserably this past year, is just going to do good things for his mental state, and that's going to enable him to become the kicker he was in college. And if that's the case, then I think he definitely has a lot more upside than Cairo. We've talked a lot about Cairo's limitations as far as distance kicking, and that's something that's become more and more important in the NFL as we get towards the end of games, the end of quarters. The ability to kick that long field goal as time expires is huge. So, I mean, if Cairo misses extended time and Moody performs well, I don't think it's a guarantee that it's Cairo's job when he comes back.
I think that's a fair statement to make. I mean, Moody did go
4 for 5.
4 for 5 last night,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, 4 for 5. And I mean, to literally be called up like hours before the game and literally introducing himself to the team on the sideline at the game to go 4 for 5, and you are the person that gives the team the ability to win with the game-winning field goal. That's awesome. I mean, that's awesome, from going to practice squad to being on the active roster and being the player. The player of the game. You know, in terms of last minute, I wouldn't say that. I would say Swift is the player of the game because of his stat line, but you know. I would say that Jake Moody was the player of the fourth quarter for sure. Probably. That would be my statement on Jake Moody. So, you know, we'll see. You know, I agree with Michael. You know, if Cairo comes back, I'd probably stick with Cairo. But if he has to miss time, I think we're in better shape than people think. So, but that's going to be all for today. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a longer one, and I'm very surprised because we won by 1 point, but we had so much to talk about. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and me and Jack will be back on Thursday to do the pregame for Sunday, because I am going home for the Bears game, and I am going to be spending time with family on Saturday and Sunday, so I cannot do the podcast on Saturday. So we will see you guys on Thursday night, probably around the same time, probably around 5:30. So I hope you guys have a good Wednesday, because we'll see you Thursday. Yeah, that's all for today. So have a good one, everybody.
See you, everybody.
Later.